or
That's going to sound awkward because as soon as you said now, I said, "There's your answer." Um, Super fighting robots. Sorry, I can't help but sing along. Hi there, welcome to the the second edition of Kaiser commentaries with special guest. Oh, I love that! I love that bit at the intro when it just shows half his face, like in the screen there. That would
yeah,
make a great PC wallpaper. Um,
yeah.
but anyway, hi there. My name is James T. Kaiser, writer, commentator for Next Round Mondo Coolcast and the occasional article on its Stoughton.net, and I am joined with there's a cute.
Hande Mäkinen. Yeah. Once again, me and Kaiser are teaming up for another commentary. This time on a Mega Man episode, the Mega Man cartoon by the Ruby Spears Company from 1994 and 5, I think, were the. Well, this episode's from '95
Yeah,
because this is season
our
2.
favorite episode that we mentioned on Kaisercast episode 2. Curse on.
The Curse of Lion Man. My God, the absolute low point of the show. But you know what? I did want to do a little research on this episode because, this is a terrible episode, but I wanted to be a little professional, just get a little bit of insight into this. So this is roughly from like halfway through the second season of Mega Man. And Mega Man, of course, based on the Capcom cartoon television series, I mean, the video game series. Okay, I want to listen to this part. Oh yeah, yeah. So Wily's robots are looking for a location for its tropical island experiment for whatever the hell that is.
Yeah,
And this is our villains galore for this episode. Of course, we have Gutsman and
and but the
Cutman
thing,
who appear
yeah,
every episode, and then we have Brightman and
yep.
Starman.
This is actually showing promise though. This early part, if
Well, I don't know. That's pretty
yeah.
vague. That whole tropical island experiment. But what I was about to go into is that this episode was written by it's. You saw the credit earlier by a person called Gary Greenfield, who wrote one other Mega Man episode. It was the Incredible Shrinking Mega Man from season
I
one,
like that
which
episode. That's
was
one of my favorite
yeah,
episodes.
yeah. It was actually one of my favorite. It was actually one of my favorite
Yeah.
ones, and I looked up Gary Greenfield's credits on IMDb, and listen to this freaking resume. The guy wrote on X-Men the animated series, Goof Troop, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Dink the Dinosaur, and another video game cartoon, Saturday Supercade from like the early
Oh,
'80s. That was
shh. Look,
yeah,
mummies.
uh, Mummies. I just love it that it's the toilet wrapped mummies,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah, and it's weird because the Incredible Shrinking Mega Man, that was a good episode, and this I think we've commented on this before on our podcasts and everything. Like this doesn't like the whole premise of this episode, which is these ancient lion warriors coming to life. Like it doesn't feel
No.
very Mega
It
Man-ish.
feels
Yeah.
like a rejected, possibly Thundercats or He-Man. Some. Ah! Holy crap! That legitimately scared me.
I thought you saw I thought you'd
Sorry, I
seen this
forgot. No,
episode
I
already.
have, but that's caught me off guard. I've forgotten about that. How terrifying their introduction is.
I mean, yes. I mean, the problem with this, and it's also a problem I feel, is with with another season 2 episode, which is Masters of Disaster. That's the one with the genie. Is that basically, I think these are kind of breaking the whole premise and setup of the show because I tend to think of Mega Man more as a science fictiony show, even though this is completely as utterly hokey as it is. So this feels so very oddly out of place
Yeah, that's the
for
main problem with this. Not
yeah,
also not
uh,
to mention it. Also
especially
not to mention this is also an incredibly lazy episode.
yeah, yeah. The animation is terrible.
Yeah.
There was something about like season 2. There were a couple of episodes like this that, for some reason, had really, really like dodgy animation quality. The other one was it was the robot school one. What's that? Campus Commandos, and the other one was Robo
We
Spider.
need, yeah.
But like for the rest of season 2, like the animation quality was like usually above average. So I don't know what happened with these 3 episodes.
Maybe they were forced to crap out this episode in a short amount of time.
Yeah, I mean that's what tends to happen is that they kind of run out of.
Oh
I love
yeah.
the face on Dr. Light. I love the face on Dr. Light. Like he has nothing to say. Like he was so taken by surprise by the fact that the guy turned into a lion that he had nothing to say.
This is what.
Oh, this is a fun
Yep.
gag. I love this.
Doesn't even feel a thing.
And that guy is so shocked he let a frisbee hit
Yeah.
him on the head. So this is their great plan to just turn everyone into
Holy
lions.
crap! They turned us into furries.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind looking like a lion. But this is funny because nobody they're in such a state of
Oh, did
shock.
you
But the
see his
minute they
nose there? How it was
or
flashing between colors. Um, did you see? Did you see
what?
the prior scene? The main Lion Man's nose was flashing in between different colors inconsistently.
Yeah, yeah. That's just a typical animation error. And yeah, this is what's so funny is that the minute anybody transforms, they don't give a
Yeah, they
crap. They
don't.
don't react anyway.
And that's one of my problems as well because it feels very lazy. What's up with
Yeah.
his muscles
Uh,
there in that shot?
who's muscles?
Mega Man's.
Who's muscles? God damn it! Everybody's ripped as shit in this show.
I was talking about Mega Man when he zoomed in. He looked ultra ripped. That face, that face.
Oh, he always looks ultra ripped. But just to return quickly to the screenwriter Gary Greenfield, like Mega Man was actually his final credit, and if you look at his IMDb profile, actually that animation of the Skulker looked really
Mhm.
good, but then this looks really choppy.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Greenfield, you can tell that if you look at his credits, this is probably Starman's. Oh god, I hate it when he
Uh,
of the ear.
yeah, just like bloop. And in the rubbish you go, Starman.
Yeah. I think that's the last we'll see of Starman, actually. He wasn't in any other episode, was he?
Mhm. Uh,
Yeah, this is his very short, terrible
that's
cameo.
actually one of my favorite.
And you can tell how bad of an episode it's going to be based on like how round Cutman's ears are. They just look way too round in this episode.
But as I was about to say before, that's one of the things I liked about the show, how he copies their powers by just touching their
Yeah.
weapon, and he's got.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like people often point out that there's an inconsistency with the where he had to beat them. Oh man, why does his visor look that big?
That's
It looked like he had like giant insect eyes a little bit.
That's hard trying to keep a straight. It's hard keeping a straight face through this episode. So
Yeah, but just to quickly close on Mr. Greenfield, like if you look at his like writing credits for all those other cartoons that I mentioned, you'll notice that he's only written like 1 or 2 episodes of each. So he was clearly kind of like a writer for hire, and he wasn't like a staff writer on this show, for instance. So you can tell that, like you said, this might have actually been like a rejected episode from another cartoon that he then kind of reused. I could actually see this because he worked on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This could have been like an episode of
yeah,
TMNT.
it could have easily.
Yeah.
Like one of the crappier episodes of Ninja Turtles,
Yeah.
but it would have fit in more in Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? As for
Oh crap! The bed just broke. Oh, that's.
everything's going wrong on this commentary. We had some computer issues, and now Kaiser's bed broke down.
That's how bad this episode. It really is the curse of the Lion Man.
But this is interesting. This is a little exposition on like who the linemen actually were. The only thing that ruins it is this fucking static.
Yeah.
It's terrible. I mean, people with epilepsy are not going to be happy about this
and
part.
and the way we're watching this is not lag. This is actually how it is.
No. I mean, I understand that it's only still images, but yeah, this is always weird that, I understand that Dr. Light's a scientist, but they always make him an expert of things that he shouldn't really be an expert of, like the history of the Lion Men for some reason.
Have you noticed how Roll's eyes, like her eyes moved with her head like half a second after her head moved?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. There's just like there's you can find like in most episodes of Mega Man you can find usually like a singular animation error. And again, the guys do nothing. They were just standing and talking when the Lion Men showed up, and they're still just standing and talking
I,
after they got
to
zapped.
repeat myself, I can't stand that because that just adds. What's with Gutsman's goofy look there? Um,
Yeah, I don't. I mean, that's the thing I was about to go into. I tried to look up like who would have been who was the like the singular episode
oh,
director
this anime.
for this episode, but there isn't one credited. Like there's a the show has like a general episode it has a general director who was Kazumi Minoguchi because this show of course was animated in Japan. And then there's a bunch of like assistant directors who I think
Hey,
were
the best
responsible
part of the
for
show.
yes, the best animated episode of the episode, the title
Yeah.
bumpers. I mean the commercial
Yeah,
bumpers,
I
sorry.
love those commercial bumpers they introduced in the second season. Now this animation looks
Yeah,
terrible.
yes, that's the irony that the animation bumpers are
Yeah.
better animated than the actual episode. Oh, and now he
Oh,
just
did you just see that?
yeah, but yeah, so I couldn't find. There's a bunch of like, so one of those other five like assistant directors was probably responsible for the animation,
Ah,
like all
touching moment.
the animation on this one. I that's kind of
Yeah.
stupid. I mean, I love Rush, but that gag didn't make any sense.
Curse of the
I
Lion,
mean, I don't
Curse of
know.
the, something not making sense in Curse of the Lion, man. My word. Um,
And again with the
yeah.
flashing, that's so annoying. But yeah, as for Kazumi Minoguchi, who was the general director on the show, like he had a very like impressive resume. Like he's worked on a bunch of animated series, like actual like Japanese anime shows from like the late 70s all the way to the I think his latest credit was from 2003. So he did work for a while like after this as well.
Just grabs him.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, everything just looks
Yeah.
off. Even Elle's face when she's looking up and everything. Gutsman looks fairly good in this scene. Like, but Gutsman has a the thing with Gutsman though is that like he has such simple features anyway, so he's not that difficult to draw.
Um, do you want to talk about our introductions to this? And yet he doesn't care as soon as he gets turned. Um, yeah, it's
Yeah, I mean, I guess the idea is that they instantly turn to the side as the lineman, but I also find it weird that they have no reaction when they transform.
Wiley. Wiley is the only one that actually has a reaction in this. Wiley's the only one that's self-aware.
And here's a stupid riding clean sweep. He all of a sudden he realizes that there's this machine he can instantly reprogram the robot masters to follow his orders.
Yeah.
I guess it's the same machine he Wiley used in the very first episode,
Hey,
actually.
Rush's face, not Rush's face, Roll's face. I actually have that image saved as one of my icons. That blank stare.
Oh yeah, didn't you use that as the? Actually, I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at at the lion guy's mane moving, like a little bit of animation there. But was that the one that you used for "Welcome to Your Doomed
Yes, it
Jugheads"?
was. I
Or
used that image.
okay, yeah, okay, I know which one it is then.
They're shocked
Yeah.
and they're indifferent.
Actually, whoa, man, look at that! No backlighting on like Proto Man's beams. They were just drawn like light blue.
Another thing that's lazy.
Those
Another thing that's
like
lazy is the costume designs. They all look alike.
well, they're supposed to be in jail,
Yeah.
but you know, for some reason I had a little Final Fight flashback. Those guys kind of looked a little bit like the street punks in Final
Hmm.
Fight.
Yeah. But I don't.
And they're just a tour de force here. I was about to point out that Brightman, who is probably strangely like one of the robot masters to get like some of the most cameos. Oh, this is just a complete random
Yeah.
this battle helicopter.
Yeah. I saw that. I'm like, really, really,
Yeah.
like the whole rejected from another series. I can actually see that, like with Ninja Turtles. Like I can picture like that happening in Ninja Turtles. But to repeat
Yeah.
myself, a crap episode. Um, but you want to talk about
Like, this is a completely random interlude. Mega Man just went to a field,
he went all Arnold on him. He
it's
went all Arnold. Oh, I heard. Yeah, no. It's weird because we see bad guys in jail that look like Final Fight thugs, and we got a helicopter which looks like it could come out of Commando, like the Capcom video game. Perks. And you got the Lion Man, which don't blend into any Capcom game really, not even in Darkstalkers. They don't really blend in.
Look at the guy's hands when he's doing these
Uh,
like little victory
do
thing.
I
That's so
do I
terrible.
have to?
That's so terrible.
Well, let's.
What did Mega Man just straight up kill people? Or did they just get knocked out? I think they had to get knocked out. I mean, this is a kid show after all.
He
Oh
had it
man.
set on stun, not kill.
Yeah.
But do you want to talk?
I mean, it's something that's never explained ever in the show. Actually, if Mega Man was to shoot, I mean, it's plasma that he's supposedly shooting out of his arm cannon, but it's never like explained what would happen if a human got hit by a plasma
I
shot
must
from
have to
Mega Man's
say,
arm.
one of the most lolsiest things about this episode is just seeing the lions in suits.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, I mean, at this point, at this point of the episode, I was kind of past getting shocked by how stupid
Mm-hmm.
everything is. Oh, look at the animation errors, coloring
I,
errors on that.
I,
It's like, yeah, it's like it's supposed to be like Wily's arm, I think, on that guy, and they completely miscolored it.
quickly.
And nobody heard it pull that
No.
friggin' ventilation grill
Just a
off.
quick question. What was you want to talk about the first experiences of this episode when we actually discovered this episode's a thing?
I mean, I just like most Mega Man episodes. I just saw this on YouTube because I never had it on DVD or
Okay,
anything.
this part this is
Yeah.
one of the few things that actually made sense. Like Mega Man talking to Roll, it's like
Oh,
yeah, no. Like Mega Man talking to Roll, like we can get you out of here. Then she just tattletales on him to the bad guys. I thought that made sense.
I mean,
And
yeah, because
that's
she got
and even when I said it,
and Rush ran out of power. Usually it's Mega Man
yeah,
who runs out of power, and now it's Rush.
and
That's a
even
tall
back on
building.
the podcast recording when I mentioned that, I said even that's a stretch at trying to find logic in this episode. Ruh, ruh, rega,
Yeah.
rega.
Oh yeah.
My first experience with this episode was I was reviewing this DVD and I watched this at like what was it 12 a.m. because I was rushing through this, no pun intended.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
come across this episode and I'm like, this is definitely the low point. This is definitely the low point.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, I found out about the Mega Man cartoon show through a fan site called Mega Man Homepage, and I did really like all the episode reviews back then, but I never actually saw the show when it was like new. It never aired here. So when YouTube was a thing, that's when I started finally watching it. That was kind of a funny thing, like Cutman complaining about Roll, like she's worse than Wily, like because she's ordering them around.
Surprise, but sex.
Oh, come on.
Sorry.
But you know what? You didn't hear that probably. Oh, but
Dude,
yeah,
but
that's still it's pretty questionable.
no,
But
no,
yeah,
wait. That's no,
Ian
wait. That's one way to turn off a lady.
Oh God. Yeah, but you couldn't hear it probably. But Ian James Corlett just did the most Canadian thing of all things. He said, "Sorry, sister." Ian James Corlett, by the way, is the voice actor for Mega Man, in case you didn't caught it. This is actually a good close-up. This is about as good as the animation's gotten on this episode.
Gutsman.
Whoever the hell.
Gutsman looks good.
Yeah.
Cutman has bit rounded ears, as he said before.
Yep. God damn it. Every time. That was just made out of wood. You think Gutsman would have been, like, okay, but I guess
That
not.
must be some heavy wood.
Okay, then. And where the hell did I get a sports car? Oh. I mean, this is an episode. I mean, it's like this. I mean, seriously, it's like this. They were making a Mega Man episode out of a Yuba Bowl script, like random action scenes for no apparent
I think
reason.
it's a bit more useless than that. I think they made it out of an Ed Wood's script.
But yeah, they wouldn't have had the budget for a
No.
chase scene. That's the difference.
Yeah. Russia sitting there in the back.
You're out of air, Mega Man, and you're full of hot air, Cutting Man.
What the
Sick burn, bro.
hell?
Oh, man,
How
yeah.
convenient!
How convenient. I mean, I would point out that as another weak point in this episode, but then again, like wanton, wanton collateral damage is just a regular thing on this show, actually. Like every episode, Mega Man and the bad guys, they just destroy a lot of property and crap.
I like the line with the sunglasses.
I forgot what that human Bob was supposed to be. Was that supposed to like turn them back to human?
Yeah.
I guess because that was what Lai was working on in the hotel room before they captured
Ooh,
him.
sinister looking lion, man.
Oh, look at Grush! He's pooping his robot pants.
You see like oils just shooting out of him.
Ah.
That's a cheeky grin.
Yeah. I was trying to remember what was the... Oh, yeah, it was the Crime of the Century episode where Cutman had the most priceless look on his face when it was Wily who made a cutting
Those shooting animations.
That looks terrible because usually... Okay, and now Rush has shades on for some reason. But... oh, this looks bad. I mean, it looks terrible. I mean, you'll notice that if you look at the episode Robot Spider as well, like whenever they didn't put backlighting on Proto Man's projectiles, it always looks terrible. You know what backlighting is, right?
There we go. They're all turned back to normal.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah.
That's...
Well, that was convenient. That was very, very like Saturday morning cartoon.
Didn't they burst out of the bandages? Shouldn't they just like turn into just stiff bird?
Yeah, they got recursed or decursed. I don't know which.
This whole
Negative.
episode's a curse.
Yeah. And immediately Wily's going to turn on them.
That's our Wily.
I was about to say, I was about to say a long time ago already that Bright Man, strangely, and then Mega Man just blasts them. Yeah, Bright Man didn't get to do anything in his episode, and it's weird because he's one of the Robot Masters who probably gets the most cameos out of all the other. And they just run away. They got a little wet and they ran away. They were so embarrassed.
You notice when it's like one-on-one, they get extremely cocky, but when they're together as a group, they just run away.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on with that. And now they're just walking around. Oh, yeah, they were supposed to be on Hawaii, and we never actually commented on the fact.
That's so random as well, that's the Hawaiian thing as well.
Yeah, well, I guess because they were just kind of tired of the New York setting.
Why is he riding a surfboard when he can just be one himself? Oh. No,
yeah.
these are the parts. Sorry.
And was really, really bad on this episode.
See, that's the part I always hate about this episode. When I do like the bumpers, we'll be back with more Mega Man. Mega Man's back, and this.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason they just had a commercial break at the end there. But yeah, that was the episode. Pretty terrible, as you can tell.
It's not just that. There's also not much really to talk about this episode.
Oh, there's a lot to talk about, but it's not good.
Well, this is...
But hey, I still had fun making fun of this episode.
Yep. We definitely need to do another one, but anyway, original soundtrack available now on Atlantic. Cheers, guys.
Yeah. All right. Bye. Capcom.
The Summit Media Group. Yeah. Not group.